Like, seriously. I did not think the KKK would have any influence on any part of this anime. I didn't. But looking back, I'm Jay Prince, and this is an A1 anime review. This is a notice to the anime community. I don't give a fuck. One more time.
I don't give a fuck about the manga.
This is strictly an anime review. I'll go over some memorable moments, favorite characters, followed by my personal ratings of the storytelling and the animation, ending on my personal recommendation of this series. Again, this is an anime review. For you manga readers, this means anime only. One more time. Anime only. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Tokyo Revengers Season 2. Season 3 is on the way. Let me talk about what y'all just missed. With the final season of Tokyo Revengers Season 3 coming to us October 3rd of 2023. That's less than 2 weeks from this record date. Yeah, it's about time we run it down and talk about it for y'all. The English voice actor of our main character, because I watched this show in dubbed, goes by the name AJ Beckles. AJ has also voiced Kaname Tozen of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, and a character by the name of Hop from Pokemon Journeys. It's a series for Pokemon. I have not watched that series. But this, just a little info on AJ Beckles. Now let's get into this plot. We start season 2 with an adult Takemichi Hanagaki strapped to a chair with a gun to his head. Yeah, the show get a little gangster. Follow a bunch of baby gangsters, turn gangster, but still it gets gangster. He finds out his efforts to change the past have no positive impact on the future he set out to change. This leads him to being saved by Kazutora Hanamiya. I really feel like I'm missaying his last name, but he comes, saves him, but he later beats his ass because it's like, yo, you shouldn't have fucked up in the first place. It's funny, but Kazutora then leads Takemichi to his dead girlfriend's brother, goes by the name of Naoto. Important character to the series. If you guys have not watched season 1, you will be lost a little bit throughout this breakdown because this is of season 2. Go check it out, catch yourselves up, and again, you come right back here to this video. After learning about what caused his girlfriend's death this time, Takemichi is faced with the decision to now again try to change the future. Shaking his hand with Naoto is really what triggers him to go back in time, but he's kind of hesitant because this time he's not really sure of himself. But this time, this journey was a little different, and honestly, this is a tough series for me to watch. I always feel like our main character is constantly regressing instead of developing, but you guys can watch and see for yourself. Takemichi surprised me this season. Speaking of Takemichi, first off, fuck all of that. This motherfucker is the most pathetic MC in all of anime. I'm sorry, if you find a more pathetic one, I ain't watched it yet. He's the most pathetic MC I've seen in anime. We all love some good character development though, right? At least I do when I'm enjoying shows in general, not just anime. You have his moments where you'll think he's finally coming around. No, he regresses his ass right back the very next episode. This man Takemichi is, he's a pain to watch. He really is. It's extremely disappointing noting that this man starts out as an adult. He's a grown man. Gets to go back, adjust his life as a kid. A grown ass adult man who's a bitch. He's a grown bitch. He's just a bitch. Like his whole life he was born a bitch. Got a chance to not be a bitch and still was a bitch. He's just a bitch. this y'all MC though. Like how the fuck you grow up, realize you were a failure, get a second chance to improve your life and still continue to fuck up. Like you got the roadmap, my boy. You know what happened. Why you couldn't improve? Come on. That's the most hurtful part about it. But again, it's probably not. That's not his story. He surprised me this season, but still, it hurt. It hurt looking at it. It hurt watching. If I'm being real, I think Takemichi, I think this little motherfucker a little too worried about some little girl he couldn't save. Some little girl, his old girlfriend. I think that's what's wrong with him. His mind is worried about these little bitches. That's why he a little bitch. How do you stay a bitch while worried about a bitch though? That's my whole point. I don't really get it. But what's crazy is this man's main op, a nigga named Kizuki. That's his main op. So I'm sitting here thinking like, how do you stay a bitch while worrying about a bitch? The whole time your main op is mad you took his bitch. It's what I was wondering. Why is your life filled with so much bitch shit? Takemichi, what is it? What let the class know. Like if you want to see a nigga fail to realize he's him for real, this the show you gonna want to watch because Takemichi's really him for real. He just don't know it. Everybody else around him peak, but he don't. The show grows on you. It definitely does. I'm gonna talk about some characters that stood out to me, some of my favorite characters of this season. And it's funny that they're brothers actually. Taiju Shiba and Hakai Shiba. These two characters we learn about mainly this whole season. Follows them. Well, Takamichi follows them, and we learn a little bit about what happens. Other than the crazy hair color these two kids had growing up, Hakai and Taiju are two characters that easily stand out amongst the cast. And that's simply because these two characters are just taller than everybody else. Literally, almost everybody else they're taller than. I think Draken's the only one who's like kind of up there because Draken's 6'2". I'll be honest, spoiler warning. If these brothers could get along, they would have been extremely dangerous as leaders of the Black Dragons. They would have been too nice. Hakai, 6'2". I think we meet him at 15, 16. Oh, wait, I think he was only like 14 or something. We meet him, he's like 14, 15. He's 6'2". We see his brother 6'5" and he's 16. Do you all see this man? This is a 16-year-old. These two would have teamed up together as growing boys into becoming young men. They would have ran this city easily. Maybe not easily, but they would have had a pretty decent time building up their group as Black Dragons. What's the Black Dragons, you'll ask? Well, other than the cool name, they were a rival gang of delinquents that dealt in violence. A little history about the Black Dragons. The former 9th generation is the reason why the Tokyo Manji gang exists. Toman, that's our main character's gang. They're the whole reason our main character's gang exists. This new 10th generation though of Black Dragons, like I said, they led by Taiju, who was like 6'5" or 6'4", 6'5". He's a tall, grown man in a kid's body, a kid in a grown man's body. Point is, you see him. Side note, this show is hard for me to watch in most moments, but I do try my best to pay attention to what's going on. I want to know, whose genius idea was it to dress the Black Dragon up like KKK? Like, seriously. I did not think the KKK would have any influence on any part of this anime. I didn't. But looking back, they look a little too similar. They named the Black Dragons. The leader of the clan is called the Grand Master. They wear red robes. Black Dragon leader, red robes. Look, what really throws it off, not only did they dress them up like the clan, they made this motherfucker Taiju Shiba a devout Catholic. A devout Catholic. Yeah, this shit was the clan. It was the Japanese version of the clan. I'm sorry. Influenced by the KKK though. It's like we can call it what it is. It was influenced. It was influenced by the KKK. To think, well, the art design maybe. I don't know. I didn't grow up in Japan. Apparently, this is all based on real gangs. Think about it, Black Dragon and Grand Dragon are a little too damn close for my liking. Bruh, I'm gonna stop before I go to spoiling too much of the season, because now looking back, I'm starting to get a little bothered. So as I sit back and think about this season, I can only say I enjoyed watching this story. If a story can invoke an emotion out of me, and trust me it did, because Takamichi makes me angry, it becomes easily one of my favorites. It really does. I look forward to the 3rd and final season that comes out October 3rd. Again, it's like a couple weeks from this date. And honestly, you expect to be from that as well. This show has earned a spot in one of my must watches. Let's get into the ratings. The animation itself, 3 out of 5. It ain't too crazy. It's solid. It's not super eye-catchy, dazzling. Fights aren't crazy. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's okay. It's 3 out of 5. Storytelling, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. And honestly, there's room for it to go up, because there were some moments where I was piecing some stuff, but season 3 might confirm it. But currently, it's an 8.5 out of 10. It keeps me invested. Granted, I feel like Takamichi doesn't develop like he should, but that might be part of his true development with his character. So we get into our overall recommendation. As I stated before, if you want to see a motherfucker continuously fail to realize he's him, this may be the show for you. But honestly, the supporting cast is amazing enough to help you through it. It's a rough ride. You do eventually see the redeeming qualities of Takamichi. You gotta give it a watch, and don't let the fact that he isn't an OP main character, or this isn't an OP main character story, stop you from enjoying it, because it's really enjoyable. So thank you guys for watching this video. Show some love, like, subscribe, leave a comment for the next anime you want to see me review, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.